Okay, you guys, so first things first, I know I look a mess. It is my first day out of the hospital. I did make a video while I was in the hospital, just having some issues like with my heart palpitations and just like breathing and things like that. So still feel it now, just a little. But I was able to come home, but I have to wear this heart monitor. It looks like a pager. It clips on my pants so I can put it in my pocket. And I have, yeah. So I have to wear this for a week because my doctor wants to kind of, you know, monitor my heart rates. And look at this, my hair looks a mess. I had my braids in. Luckily, I did the rubber band method, so I just took the braids out and put my hair into a little bun up here. But I am going to do my hair today. I think I feel well enough to definitely do my hair. Let my chair down a little. Oh, it's all the way down. But anyway, I wanted to quickly talk about, and this is raw and uncut, so let's just say that. But I woke up this morning and I saw a story of a young man who was stopped in Columbia, South Carolina. A young black man who was stopped on the sidewalk by a white man. Apparently his name is Jonathan Pentland. And basically, from what the video and the article and everything that I've read about what the entire video shows, is that the young man was just walking in his neighborhood, and this white man decided, you don't belong here. Why are you here? He pushed the young man. He yelled at the young man. He made threats to the young man. Something we don't see on the video, but is in the transcript of the entire video, is that he also smacked the young man's phone out of his hand, and the young man's phone cracked. And when the police got there, you know, they said, oh, well, we can't charge him with assault, but we can charge him with, what was it? Basically like damage to property, like assault on the property on the phone, because the phone was apparently cracked. But they couldn't charge him with assault because he physically pushed this young man like off his feet. Like the young man didn't fall, but he pushed this young man so hard that he kind of like went, you know, off both of his feet. And this incident eerily reminded me of, if you guys haven't seen yet, the Amazon original series, Them, which I just finished yesterday. After I got out of the hospital, I just came in and laid down, and I put that on and just kind of watched that till I fell asleep. But let me tell you guys about how I'm feeling that some of the programming that we are watching is drudging up a lot of those things from the past, and in a way might be emboldening those people to do those things in present day. And let me tell you what I mean. So in the series Them, and I won't tell the series, this isn't necessarily a review of the series, but I'm going to give an overview of what the series is about. So, and how it relates to this. The young man's name is DeAndre. They don't provide his last name, but the young man's name is DeAndre, and the white aggressor, his name is Jonathan Pentland. And also his wife is involved, and I think her name is like Jessie Pentland or something, whatever. Because she was also yelling in the video. But the premise of Them is you have this affluent or middle-class black family. You have the father, Henry, the mom, her nickname is Lucky. You have the two daughters, Ruby and Grace. And Grace is, I think, like 4 or 5. No, she's like 5, 6. Okay, she's like 5. And Ruby is 14, okay? And you have this family. The dad, Henry, he is an engineer. And so they moved from, listen to this, guys. They moved from South Carolina, which is where this incident happened. But they moved from South Carolina to Compton, California. And this is the setting of this, I think, is like the 60s, like late 60s, early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. So this family, like I said, he's an engineer and he gets a job in California, and it's a good job. He's an engineer and he moves his family out there. Y'all, quick sidebar. You know, you go to the hospital and then they pick you. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but like right here, that still hurts. And then look at this. This girl, hold on. I want y'all to see this. Can y'all see that bruise right there? Girl, just like so rough when they take blood. I leave with a bruise every time. But anyway, so he gets this job and he moves his family into an all-white neighborhood. Now, of course, we know what that can quickly turn into. But he moves his family into this all-white neighborhood. Of course, they don't want them there. As they're moving in with their beautiful, like they have this like royal blue car. And they have like the trailer in the back with their things in it. And it's a beautiful house, beautiful neighborhood. And as they're pulling in, all of the neighbors like start coming outside and they're like, you know, oh my God, we got new neighbors. We got new neighbors. And so everybody is like looking out their window. Everybody is standing on their porch waiting on them to get out the car. And they get out and they realize it is a Black family. And they just lose their shit. Oh my God, our property value is gonna go down. What are they doing in our neighborhood? Who told them, you know, the series is called Them, who told them they could live amongst us? And, you know, and I think that's the strategy, that us versus them mentality. And then there's a whole backstory on everything that the family had went through and why they moved and things like that. Like I said, I won't do any spoilers. I won't get into it, but that's the premise. And in one of the scenes, okay, the father is in his boss's neighborhood and he's standing in front of his boss's house, and some random white man walks by and says, "What are you doing, boy? What are you doing in this neighborhood? Why are you here? Who told you you can be in our neighborhood?" And, you know, the father, Henry, he wants to snap out, but decides, you know, to play it cool because it can obviously in this time frame, it can escalate. So he just says, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir." "You are sorry, boy. Get out of here." This is what the white man tells him. That scene eerily is so similar to what just happened to this young man, DeAndre, in Columbia, South Carolina. Here you have this young man, and mind you, if you haven't seen the video yet, please just go to Twitter and put in Jonathan Pentland. He is trending, obviously for the wrong things, but he is trending. In the video, this young man is, I don't want to say tiny or frail, because it's not a negative thing. He's just a smaller young Black man, okay? And this guy is a white guy, and he's not a lot bigger, but he's much bigger than the young man. And he's pointing at him and he's screaming at him. And, "Why are you in our neighborhood? You can't be here. You don't belong here." And I'm just like, is this 1921 or 2021? Or even, or even 1971, right? Because don't be fooled, this stuff was still going on at that time. But it was just like, it's so crazy how I just watched last night that scene, and I wake up this morning to the exact scene playing out where there's just a Black man walking down the street and some white man felt like he couldn't be there because that's his neighborhood. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, and you do a little research on your own, but there used to be a thing called like sidewalk laws where Black people couldn't be on certain sidewalks and white people would come up and chastise them and harass them for just walking. And it's so sickening to think about how even in 2021, there are people who hate us simply because our skin tone. I don't know if that blows anyone's mind, but can you imagine hating someone for their skin tone, something that they have absolutely no control over? You hate me just for being alive, like just for being, period. And so anyway, my question to you guys is, how do you guys feel about all of these movies and shows that are dredging up these old ideas and feelings? And do you guys think that they are influencing people in real life in present day? Right? Because I'm done watching slave movies, okay? 12 Years a Slave, Harriet. I did like the, what's the one? Hold on, let me look it up. Wait, not Frederick Douglass. Hold on. What is his name? I'm gonna tell you guys. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Here it is. But I'm trying to. I don't want to give you guys bad information. I want to tell you guys who. Yes. Nate Parker, Birth of a Nation, right? And that was about Nat Turner, not Frederick Douglass, excuse me. So Birth of a Nation with, directed and written by Nate Parker. That one I liked. I personally like watching the ones where we rebel. Let's see more of those stories. Let's remind the racists in present day that the reason why we got here is because a lot of us had enough. A lot of us fought back. A lot of us were not just, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, no, sir. A lot of us were not in that frame of mind. And I think that is what is depicted in the movies and depicted in these shows, where we just kind of bow and we, yes, sir, no, sir. No, we need more shows and movies like Birth of a Nation, which they, as soon as he came out with Birth of a Nation, if you guys remember, they came up with some rape charge from when Nate was in college. And from what I understand, and don't quote me, but from what I remember, both of them were in college. All right. So anyway, so long story short, again, what do you guys feel about these shows like Them, like Us, They, or whatever it was, all these different movies and things? What do you guys feel about how those movies maybe inspire or embolden people of today to sort of reenact those things? Because remember, they used to say that about like rap music. Oh, rap music is inciting violence. And, horror movies incite mass murders and things like that. Do you guys think that there's a correlation between such shows as Them, where we literally are seeing, people get their just due in the movies, but the realization is a lot of people from those times did not get their just due. A lot of people had children and brought their children up like that, or still alive today, and they're police officers, they're in the military, like this guy Jonathan Pentland or whatever. They are people standing right next to us every day in different uniforms, in different jobs and settings and careers, and they still feel like the way that they felt 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, and how their parents felt 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago. Like, how do you guys feel about that? So let me know in the comments. I just wanted to come through with a quick thought about it, because it was very eerie to me that I literally just watched a scene in the series, the Amazon series, which is good, by the way. Go and watch it. It's actually a really good series. It's a little sci-fi horror, but it is a good message. There were some things that I wish they would have done differently. But overall, I would say, on a scale of like A through F, I would definitely give the series like a B-, honestly, a B-, C+. Like it was pretty good. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. What do you guys think about shows and movies that are capturing a time period where Black people were harassed and maimed and killed and disrespected, and how that looks in 2020, 2021 in the things that are going on today. Obviously motivated by people like Donald Trump, but obviously, in my opinion, well, I won't say obviously, but possibly also inspiring these people are shows like this, where some of the people that can remember those times are like, yeah, we missed those times, and we're going to push that narrative and push it because they're doing too much. They are doing too much. But they don't know the new, let me tell you something. One thing about these young men and women of today, on one hand, they do a lot of ignorant shit that we don't like, okay? The looting and things like that, where they're going crazy, right? But on the other hand, they do things that we do like, which the looting is forcing people to take a look. It's forcing people to pay attention. So these, especially these, and shout out to these young Black men and women and our counterparts who are standing alongside us. Shout out to y'all for actually, for lack of a better term, fucking shit up and making people take notice. So yeah, these young people, they are not the same people from 50 years ago. I'm included, we are not the same. Trust me, because I am professional, but if put into a certain situation, listen, I'm definitely not going to cower and be like, yes, sir. No, we are not our ancestors, as the chant goes. We are not. So, but anyway, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment box. And yeah, say a prayer for your girl, because I haven't been feeling well and was in the hospital. So say a prayer for your girl. And I really appreciate the love. All right. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.